The hip-hop world has been shocked by new reports, which tell a plot that sounds like it was taken straight from a brutal criminal drama. According to reports, Rick Ross, who calls himself the boss of rap music, is apparently in a state of fear when Demetrius Big Meech Flenory, the founder of the notorious Black Mafia family, allegedly placed a hit on him. What is the reason? Meech is said to have been left feeling deceived and betrayed as a result of a contract that came to a disastrous end. In this volatile circumstance, two characters who have been connected for a long time, at least by name and reputation, with the legacy of hustling, street credibility, and power are brought together. A deeper and more dangerous narrative lies behind the headlines, and it is a warning that even the most recognized names in music are not immune to the rules of the streets. This narrative is about loyalty, money, and power. Background: from inspiration to betrayal. History of the situation. When it comes to his music, Rick Ross has never been shy about associating himself with influential personalities from the street culture. One of the names that he has brought up on multiple occasions over the years is that of Big Meech, the legendary drug kingpin whose Black Mafia family once controlled a narcotics enterprise that was worth multiple millions of dollars across the United States. Ross has utilized Meech's name and image to bolster his profile as a larger-than-life personality in the rap industry. This has been accomplished through the usage of successful songs such as BMF, Blowin' Money Fast, as well as through interviews and lifestyle branding. On the other hand, some sources imply that what started as admiration may have developed into something more opportunistic and eventually dishonest. Insiders who are close to both camps have stated that Ross was involved in a business deal that was connected to the BMF brand. This arrangement may have entailed film rights, merchandising, or branding extensions that were connected to the expanding legacy of the Black Mafia family. Because the BMF name is regaining popularity in popular culture as a result of the Stars series that is executive produced by 50 Cent, there is tremendous potential for financial benefit, as well as a great deal of area for exploitation. According to the reports, Rick Ross may have made a profit out of the BMF name without obtaining the appropriate remuneration or license from Big Meech himself or his legal representatives. The alleged misuse of the BMF legacy appears to have crossed a significant boundary, whether it was through the selling of items, endorsements, or branding partnerships. The response of Big Meech was, "There is no forgiveness and there is no forgetting." Even though Big Meech is still behind bars, his name continues to have significant weight and influence both within and outside of the prison walls. Even though he is restricted in his ability to walk freely through the streets, he continues to command respect and influence. Furthermore, if the reports are to be accepted, Meech was not merely unhappy, rather, he was replete with rage. According to those with knowledge of the situation, Meech made it very apparent that a message needed to be sent after becoming aware of the alleged swindle. What is the word? This is something that would not be permitted, regardless of who you are or how many records you have sold. Disrespect and dishonesty would not be tolerated. According to the allegations, the communication was conveyed in the form of a green light, which is a coded instruction for vengeance, and it may have even suggested that Ross was targeted. Despite the fact that these claims have not been officially proven, the rumors that have been circulating within the hip-hop community as well as the jail community have become increasingly loud. This has led to the creation of conjecture that Ross may be working behind the scenes to either protect himself or smooth things up. Rick Ross's reactions, becoming the boss while under pressure. It would appear that this purported threat has had a significant impact on a man who has based his entire career on the appearance of an untouchable, wealthy businessman. There are sources close to Ross who describe him as rattled and moving differently, including traveling less, increasing the level of security, and remaining out of public view more than he normally would. The issue at hand is not simply about street beef. Rather, it is about survival. Ross may have miscalculated the reach and wrath of someone like Big Meech, who has nothing to lose and a reputation to protect if the charges are accurate. Big Meech has nothing to lose and their reputation is to protect. It would not be the first time that a prominent player in the world of rap music found himself caught between the world of entertainment and the implications of his actions on the street. It is not going to be the final one. The blurred line between fiction and reality also applies to BMF, branding, and other related topics. This circumstance is particularly explosive because it exemplifies the fuzzy boundary that exists between branding and actual risk in the real world. The moniker BMF not only serves as a cultural reference, but it also serves as a sign of actual street power, real money, and real penalties. In order to build his image, Ross, like many other rappers before him, capitalized on street legends. However, it is possible that he failed to respect the bounds of such legends. It is possible for the consequences to be more than just lyrical. They can even be life-threatening when artists utilize actual identities, genuine organizations, and real events to enhance their own renown. This issue also highlights the rising tension that exists between the entertainment industry's monetization of criminal enterprises and the actual people who are the subject of those stories. When you establish a brand based on the history of another person, particularly one that was forged in blood, loyalty, and quiet, you set yourself up for a potentially perilous tightrope walk. The legacy risk when the brand starts to crack. Perhaps the most overlooked consequence of this alleged fallout is the potential damage to Rick Ross's long-cultivated brand and legacy. For over a decade, Ross has positioned himself as a larger-than-life figure, a rap mogul, business tycoon, and street-savvy entrepreneur. But if the allegations of betrayal and scamming someone as respected and feared as Big Meech hold any truth, that image begins to crack. Hip-hop is a genre that reveres authenticity. Once questions start surfacing about someone's integrity or street loyalty, public perception can shift rapidly. Fans and fellow artists may begin to question the legitimacy of Ross's come-up, his affiliations, and even the foundations of his iconic boss persona. In an industry where credibility is currency, even whispers of betrayal can be enough to undermine years of carefully built reputation. If Ross can't clear his name or mend the rift behind closed doors, this situation could have long-term implications, not just for his safety, but for his standing in the culture. In conclusion, this story serves as a warning tale, regardless of whether or not a hit has truly been released on Rick Ross. Even in this day and age, when music and the media merge fact and fiction, there are still some names and legacies that come with a weight of responsibility. Big Meech is not merely a fictional character to be found on television or in a song. Rather, he is a genuine person who has a real history, a real reputation, and actual power. Additionally, it is possible that Rick Ross, despite his money and position, has now realized the consequences of doing business with a person whose name he had previously praised. One thing is becoming abundantly evident as this narrative progresses. In a culture where appearance is everything, betrayal has the potential to transform admiration into a death sentence, particularly when the spectators on the streets are watching. Like, subscribe, and leave a comment. The truth always has layers.